Pokemon Legends EA probably has the easiest shiny hunting methods in any Pokemon game, which got me curious. How long would it take to catch a shiny Pokemon in each wild area? There are 20 zones in total, and I want a shiny from each. We're going to be using two methods here. The first one, we're going to be fast traveling to each wild area to spawn and despawn the Pokemon. Number two, we're going to be using the bench method, which we're going to be progressing day and night, and that also spawns and despawns the Pokemon. We have a sneaky third method, and it is the fastest shiny hunting method in the game, but we'll get to that later. So our first stop is Wild Area 1. Here we have a Fletchling, Scatterbug, Bunnelby, Weedle, Pidgey, Mareep, and Pichu. And the one I really want here is Pichu. But, you know, I'll take anything, honestly. I keep flying to the research lab, and after an hour, this happens. And I actually got it. That's not bad at all for our first area, right? So it's a bit of a shame that the color palette here is not that much different, but honestly, a shiny's a shiny, I'll take it, we run with it. On to Wild Area 2. Here we've got Kakuna, Patrat, Badoo, Magikarp, Binacle, and Staryu. I actually had a crazy moment with the Alpha Staryu here during kind of like my casual playthrough. I evolved it into an Alpha Starmie, and I loved that shiny to death. So let's see what we get this time. I was fast traveling for about 45 minutes, and then I decided to enter the zone, and then... we ended up getting two shinies. We got our floppy golden boy here, and he looks so good in this game with it's got like the reflections and all that fun stuff. Badoo also has a nice color change on its little neck leaves. You know, very cool. So Wild Area 3 has Skiddo, Esper, Litleo, Pancham, Pikachu, and even Flabebe. Now this area is known to have the fastest shiny hunting method, and all you have to do is enter the tower and exit the tower. That's all you have to do. Just holding down on your controller, and you are spawning and despawning these Pokemon in the fastest way possible. I did this for about 38 minutes since it's kind of the easiest you can like leave your controller alone, and this is what we get. We got 3 shinies here. 38 minutes, 3 shinies. So Litleo here has a lighter color and it looks pretty great, honestly, especially as an alpha. I really like the colors here. Same for Skiddo, which is a really nice lighter palette. On to Wild Area 4. Here we have Spoopa, Spinarak, Ekans, Ghastly, and Honedge, and it's the spooky graveyard zone. We're fast traveling here, and about 33 minutes in, this happens. As you saw, I was like frantically running around trying to find this freaking thing, but there it was. The blue and pink combo is so good. And look at him run, look at his little bouncy animation. They actually put a bit of love into this, and I'm here for it. On to Wild Area 5. So this area has Bunnelby, Pidgey, Pidgeotto, Abra, Venipede, Bellsprout, and Electrike. So I'm fast traveling for about 30 minutes, and I hear the shiny noise. But for the love of me, I couldn't even find it. I checked the roof, ran in circles, nothing, and then I remembered, you can actually go under the tunnel. The green to blue palette swap looks great, so I'm really happy this was the shiny that I got. For Wild Area 6, we have Flaffy, Magikarp, Binacle, Metatite, Houndour, Swablu, and Baneri. I decided to fast travel to this cafe that's located right in the zone, and I really wanted this Alpha Houndoom to be my shiny, and I did this for 2 hours, nothing. So I'm a little bit skeptical here that fast traveling to the cafes won't work. And I did that, and that ended my recording day. So we restart up, I restart the timer, and we just fast travel to the zone normally. 23 minutes in, and we get another shiny Magikarp. But because we already got this in a previous zone, I decided to keep going and try and get for another shiny. 20 more minutes in, and this is what we get. I love the green on it, on the heads of this Pokemon. It looks great. We are 6 areas down. Now we got 14 more to go. For Wild Area 7, we have Kakuna, Roselia, Audino, Shuppet, Vanillite, and Hippopotas. I fast traveled to this zone for an hour and a half. Nothing was spawning shiny. So I ended up switching to the bench method, and for nearly 3 hours later, this happens. That felt like forever, and I'm starting to question if our luck is just running out. I know shiny methods can take freaking days in like the older games. Still, I'm really happy, and Floette has really grown on me in this game due to the storyline. In Wild Area 8, we have Numel, Drillbur, Sandile, Krokorok, Machop, and Gibble. We use the fast travel method here, and roughly 17 minutes later, this happens. Now that was fast. I mean, look at him. He's a perfect little guy. But Wild Area 8 is done, nice and quick, and Area 9 is gonna be a breeze. For Wild Area 9, we have Fletchinder, Esper, Kadabra, Carbink, Sableye, and Mawile. I tried fast traveling to the cafe. 2 hours and nothing. Again, this doesn't help with my, fear of the cafes. And the next day, I reset and try the main entrance, and 46 minutes in, there's still nothing. So I ended up just skipping this one and move on to the next one. We'll come back to this one. For Wild Area 10, we have Watchog, Arbok, Staryu, Bellsprout, Slowpoke, Carvana, and Tynamo. Now, I avoid this cafe. It's just straight up bad juju. And I just end up fast traveling for this method. 1 hour and 13 minutes later, this happens. So the blue and green palette on this Pokemon is amazing. And also, the fact that this is another like fish Pokemon and it floats in the air while Magikarp is just there flopping around is hilarious to me. On to Wild Area 11, where we have Gyarados, Slowpoke, Stunfisk, Furfrou, Inkay, and Clauncher. Fast traveling puts you way too far away from the spawns, but there is a bench that's closer to the Slowpoke spawn, so that's the one we're going to be using here. Roughly about 28 minutes in, I decided to give it a little run through, but I didn't find anything. So on occasion, I do go in, check around, come back, but 2 hours and 28 minutes later, I love that they actually updated the shiny to show like the older color palette from Gold and Silver, and it just looks so much better. You can actually tell it's shiny now, and they need to do those for a lot more. But now, on to Wild Area 12. For here, we have Gogoat, Machop, Machoke, Vanillite, Delibird, Snorunt, Snover, and Bergmite. For here, we're using the bench method again, and I have no idea why these Pokemon don't just murder me while I sit here peacefully, but whatever. I roll with it. This has a ton of spawns, but 46 minutes in, nothing. And then 1 hour and 30 minutes later, the shiny Snover is okay, slightly lighter with blue little hands, but the Snorunt though, the yellow to blue, great shiny. Big fan. On to Wild Area 13, which we have Pavilion, Weepinbell, Scyther, Pinsir, Heracross, and Phantump. Quick fun fact, so shiny Phantump was actually my very first shiny I've ever got that's not like given to you, like shiny Gyarados and stuff like that, and I found it in the friend zone of X and Y. Funny how we've come full circle. For here, I was doing the fast travel method, but I would then walk in so I can get just a little bit more spawns because I don't think there's much by the front entrance. So 40 minutes in, I end up learning that there is a bench on the other side of the building that actually catches a good portion of the spawns. So we're gonna go ahead and use that method instead. And then 1 hour and 24 minutes in, I nearly got rock slided to death, and the shiny could have been a little bit better. It's got slightly pink limbs, but nah. If Caesar's shiny is green, then Scyther should be red. That would be sick. For Wild Area 14, we have Helioptile, Drillbur, Onyx, Aaron, Lyron, Excadrill, and Emolga. So we got some good spawn ranges when we go in fast travel, so we're going to be using that method. And about 1 hour and 15 minutes in, I run through and I'm about to leave and just go and do some more fast traveling. And then I remember to check kind of more to the side, and this happens. Look at our blue-nosed little guy. I think this is a pretty good shiny, honestly. For Wild Area 15, we have Pumpkaboo, Shuppet, Scolipede, Haunter, Whirlipede, Beedrill, and Larvitar. We got another bench in the middle of absolute chaos. Exactly what we want. And 57 minutes later, this happens. So he's got darker purple with green circles instead. It's a pretty good shiny, so I'm happy with this one. For Wild Area 16, we have Phalanx, Flaffy, Starmie, Barbaracle, Metacham, Florges, and Froakie. For here, we're going to be using the fast travel method. I know it's a pretty common theme, right? We got tons of spawns in range, and even the little Froakie that's on the memorial. 52 minutes in, I go and I check, and of course the Froakie runs, which if that was shiny, I would have cried, even though I could just reload the save and try again. But we hit the 1 hour and 3 minute mark, and I ignored the obvious shiny to go and check on the frog, but then... Didn't even notice it until the sound played. I got the peripheral vision of a goldfish. But the brown on this little bugger looks really good. Really, really good. I like it. For Wild Area 17, we have Klefki, Lampent, Skarmory, Pyroar, Diggersby, and Chespin. Now there's a spot when you fast travel where there are 3 spawns that are either Diggersby or Chespin. While doing the fast travel method, I also did try to do the exploit to where you can actually increase the amount of spawns in there, but I kept failing incredibly here. I just don't know what's going on here. I'm just trash. So I just keep at it, and 3 hours and 30 minutes in, this happens. You know, not the best shiny, but you know, I'll take it. I take shinies here. So I decided to return to Wild Area 9, and I learned there's a bench on the roof here next to the Manectric. So that's going to be our method. I'm here for 30 minutes, and this happens. So the shiny just kind of looks a little more yellow. It's not really my favorite shiny, but you know, I'll take it. Again, shinies are always welcome here, right? Onto Wild Area 18, where we have Noibat, Fennekin, Bagon, Altaria, Noivern, and Swablu. We are nearly done. And we have this bench here that has a ton of spawns, so this should be pretty quick. Oh my god, this hunt was a pain. And I was checking roughly every 30 minutes. And I was like slowly losing my sanity and starting to get a little paranoid, you know, that I'm doing something wrong. But I never want to come here again. Little shiny Bagon's green. That's pretty cool. We love our green shinies. Oh man, we're almost there. Wild Area 19, where we have Eevee, Furfrou, Drampa, Kangaskhan, Audino, Clefairy, and Cleffa. No benches here or anything that'll really help us get all the spawns, so we're going to be doing fast traveling. And just a little bit over an hour, this happens. Two spawns between checks. Insane luck. And shiny Eevee is amazing. We love our silver little fox, right? It was a fox, right? Whatever. And shiny Furfrou looks incredible too with the black fur. It's like an inverse of the freaking colors of the regular Furfrou. And it's just incredible. I'm very happy with these two. The final wild area, number 20. The zone is stacked with a Malamar, Dragalge, Charmander, Tepig, Lucario, Hippowdon, Squirtle, Totodile, Bulbasaur, Roserade, Gardevoir, Chikorita, Aggron, Scrafty, and Garbodor. So the entry benches here hits a ton of spawns at once, and even the alphas. But after over 3 hours, it's still not as bad as 7, this happens. And we get a shiny starter to finish it off. How perfect is that? And he looks amazing. The odds, I feel like, were like in my favor here. Now, this was an awesome test of like the new shiny hunting methods. And I know there's other ones out there for getting ones that are outside of wild zones, but I kind of want to focus there. But if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and go ahead and click the video that you see appear on screen because YouTube thinks you will enjoy it, and I think you will too. See you in the next one.